So kind of,
I'm helping him out.
Hey, so Rolly's kind of the one who won in this deal.
You got lucky.
Yeah, Rolly's always somehow finds a way.
The roly-poly, he just rolls into.
You know, don't try too much. You know, Rolly's going to give you everything you want. So kind of just going to let the fight come to me, and then I'm going to take over. You know, I'm a better fighter all around. So I feel like...
Garcia, with his 12 million followers on Instagram and another 1 million on X, has the power to shake up the boxing world. He has the fan base, the looks, and the power. And lately, he's been using it to take shots at Rolly, warning him of a possible early knockout at the recent press conference. Garcia is still doing what he does best, trying to intimidate his opponent, but if there's anyone who hasn't been bothered at all by Ryan's cold threats, it's Rolly.
In situation, I see that's the most tension. Is there real beef there, or is it just you want to get ahead and you see him as a guy that you sparred a lot and you feel you should be in that position?
No, I want to chop that kid's head off.
Just recently, Garcia made it clear that he doesn't even see Rolly as a worthy opponent, admitting that his focus is on the rematch with Haney. "I'm really focused on whooping Devin Haney again," Garcia said. "That's all I'm really worried about, not even to redeem myself, just to cement that austerity nonsense which he probably set up." However, Rolly doesn't seem to mind that Garcia's focus is on another fight.
Rolly, he just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight. You're just going to be a bump in the road.
He can think whatever he wants. He knows me too well, so.
How easy is it going to be? How long will Rolly last with you in the ring?
Fast. You answered it for him. About 2 seconds. No, I mean, he's going to come to fight. I'm not taking him lightly or anything like that. You know, I'm still going to train my best, but, you know, everybody really wants to see the rematch, and that's where my heart's at. So,
Garcia has had his share of troubles, no doubt about that. Last year, things got so bad that he parted ways for 3 months with his manager, Guadalupe Valencia, who had been by his side for 7 years. But now they're back together, and according to Valencia, Garcia has made serious progress. Everyone around him, his family, his friends, everyone who knows and loves him was really concerned and worried about him, Garcia admitted. "I can't pinpoint the exact time, but at some point, it became a very difficult time for him. Yeah. I was worried, but in the 7 years I've been with Ryan, I always believed he would come back." Even Garcia's dad has been saying the same thing ever since the fight was announced.
Do not want to mess around with that. When you're doing tequila, when you're smoking, you're doing shrooms, don't do that, because the mind is very sensitive, fragile. It's fragile, you know, especially, I mean, they say liquor is bad for you, you know, and if you continue doing it, it gets worse. But if you're doing that and you're doing, and then you're doing shrooms,
thank you.
Oh, it's a recipe for disaster. And that's exactly what happened. And I just thank God that look at him now. Doesn't he look better?
Yeah, definitely.
Of course. So,
he looks different.
It's better. It's beautiful. I love it.
Henry, when did you notice that Ryan needed like real help in order to the way he sees right now, in order that he became, you know, clean?
Well, I noticed that when he was talking, the way he was doing his videos, and he never posts that many times.
Garcia is a star, but he's not among the legends yet. He's not on the level of Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Leonard, or Oscar De La Hoya. He still has work to do and needs to build his legacy. The best way to do that is by delivering highlight reel knockouts, because that's what sells in boxing and makes you a megastar. Romero is the next name on Garcia's hit list, and Garcia is already talking like he's got the job done.
I put Rolly to sleep with a left hook. That's it. That's what you're going to see. Period.
If Garcia delivers on his promise, if Romero ends up unconscious on the canvas while Garcia climbs the ropes and celebrates with the crowd at Times Square, then yes, a new star will be born. He has the tools, but now is the time to put everything together. He can't just rely on natural talent, he needs to prove. He's disciplined, focused, and ready to take over. Tank is a big star, but he's not as big of a star in my opinion as Ryan, Valencia said. Ryan can be the biggest star in boxing, the face of the entire sport. He has the potential to be like Floyd and Oscar. The skills are there, he's got the charm and the story. I think he's the next pay-per-view star and the next face of boxing. But even though Ryan has improved mentally, Rolly didn't miss the chance to fire words at him.
Is a tremendous fighter. He's a tremendous fighter. The only people he cannot be happens to be myself, Gervonta Davis, and depression. So,
saying Ryan could be the next star is a bold claim, but it's not crazy. Garcia has the potential, but potential means nothing unless you use it. His biggest challenge isn't a knockout punch or a defensive fighter who makes fights ugly. It's himself. Mental battles are real and they can make or break a fighter. It's a fight he needs to win, a fight he has to win. Just like fights are won round by round, Garcia has to take his mental health day by day. He's on the verge of something huge, but the pressure will only get bigger. That's the final chapter he has yet to write.
But it's gonna get real ugly out there, like ugly. I'm not looking to fight or box. I'm looking to fight.
Okay.
At a recent promotional event, Garcia didn't hold back about his true intentions. As far as Rolly as an opponent, he was not my first choice. It was Pitbull Cruz, but things played out a different way. I'm really focused on whooping Devin Haney again. That's all I'm really worried about. Not even to redeem myself, just to cement that Asturan nonsense, which he probably set up, he said. But Garcia isn't completely overlooking Romero.
Who would you say is another good trash talker in boxing?
Right now, man, really, I mean, just that retarded ass fool Rolly, to be honest. Rolly right now probably runs his mouth the most, but he can't back it up. There's a difference between me and him. I talk a lot of trash, but I've been backing up everything I've been saying so far. But probably Rolly.
What do you think of his fight with Ryan that's been announced? They're fighting in May in Times Square, New York City.
I think that's a better fight for Ryan, publicity-wise, than Isaac Cruz. And I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. I think Ryan's gonna knock him out, but the whole build-up to that fight, I think they're definitely gonna be able to sell a lot, just because they both got a unique person.
Is making sure he's prepared, even if his mind is still on Haney. Garcia is training to face the best version of Romero possible, though he doesn't believe it will be enough to keep him standing. I'm still going to train my best, but everybody wants to see the rematch, and that's where my heart is at, so I've just got to prepare well. I know I'm the better fighter, and I'm going to knock him out, he said. And true to his word, he's putting in the work back at his camp.
And then you got the best left. The best left in the world. Vamos.
Romero isn't buying into the Garcia hype and is throwing shade right back, questioning if Garcia even takes boxing seriously. According to Rolly, Garcia is too distracted by other interests. And he's not wrong. Garcia has yet to win a legitimate world title, and in boxing, that matters. It's what separates the greats from the ones who just make headlines. Delivering in the ring does. Garcia has the power, the skills, and the following, but is that enough?
You said earlier today when you're talking to the Ring magazine that Ryan Garcia is not chasing championships. He's basically just wants to be a model. What did you mean by that?
Well, he didn't make weight for his last 4 title fights, and he didn't even try to make weight with Tank, so yeah, you're not.
Rolando Rolly Romero isn't worried about all the talk surrounding Ryan Garcia's rematch with Devin Haney. He knows what's being said and that Turki Al-Sheikh has already planned for Garcia to fight Haney in October, but to Rolly, that's just talk. It doesn't change what's going to happen on May 2nd in Times Square. He's stepping into the ring with full confidence that he's about to ruin their plans. They can rematch after me, Rolly said. I'll beat the mess out of Ryan, and they can go ahead and do whatever they want after that.
He just said he's looking past you to fight Devin Haney. That doesn't concern you at all?
I think Devin should get the fight again.
But he said he's not even worried about you. He's not even thinking about you. He's looking forward to that fight, that you're just going to be a bump in the road.
He's not bothered at all that people are looking past him. In fact, he finds it funny. In his mind, this is just like when he fought Ismael Barroso. Everyone counted him out, and look how that ended. Rolly believes Garcia is just another fighter with hype and a big name, but when it comes to real fights, he doesn't see much substance. To Rolly, Garcia is a social media-made fighter. A guy who talks big, makes big promises, and puts on a show, but when it's time to prove something in the ring, he's missing something.
What's the game plan to beat Ryan Garcia?
I already got a game plan. I didn't have one when I whooped his ass, so...
Are you talking about in sparring?
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
8.
And you think that's relevant to this fight? You think you learned something back then you can take forward to this fight?
Nah, I wasn't really trying to learn that day.
Rolly saw how Garcia crumbled against Gervonta Davis, and he doesn't believe anything has changed. Even though Garcia beat Haney in April, Rolly isn't impressed. He thinks Haney was weight drained, and the win doesn't mean as much as people say. As for all the talk about Garcia fighting Haney again, Rolly just shrugs it off because, in his eyes, it's pointless. Garcia won't even make it to October. He feels this fight is being treated like a stepping stone for Garcia, but he's ready to flip the script. He's been training harder than ever and knows people are sleeping on him. He knows Garcia has speed and power, but he doesn't care. Rolly believes Garcia is too reckless, too emotional, and too easy to bait into mistakes, and when that happens, Rolly is going to land his own shots and make Garcia pay.
Was it Ryan or was it Rolly? Cause they both.
I ain't gonna lie, Rolly hit hard. People be sleeping on Rolly because he been obviously, I don't know how to say it, obviously, but yeah, if he don't got no chin now, so Rolly be getting caught, but Rolly, he can hit, bro. Like, he can hit. He's the only person I felt like when he swung, it felt like bricks was in his glove.
Is that the hardest one? Is that the hardest one you faced throughout your whole career? Is that the hardest one?
Who else I sparred that was like that was Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, and that guy, he can hit. Danny, what? He Puerto Rican, huh?
Yeah.
What's even funnier to Rolly is that Garcia isn't fully focused on this fight. He keeps talking about Haney, and in Rolly's mind, that's a big mistake. Garcia is looking ahead when he should be focusing on what's right in front of him. And if there's one thing Rolly thrives on, it's taking advantage of people who underestimate him. When asked if he'd fight Haney next if he beats Garcia, Rolly said, "I'm not interested, I don't care." But let's be real. If Turki Alal Shik offers the right money, Rolly wouldn't hesitate. He knows the game, and he knows boxing is as much about business as it is about skill. If the opportunity comes, he'll take it.
Haney, but feels like there's a grudge between you and Rolly Romero here, and I seem to remember years ago when you guys were prospects at lightweight. You might have been at junior lightweight at the time, as a matter of fact. There was a lot of talk about a sparring session, and there was John going back years ago between you two. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I think we sparred about 8 years ago. It was a little rough sparring, I guess, but he continued to use that sparring to kind of boost up his career. Credit to his point. But I don't have no bad blood to him. I'm here to do my job and set up that rematch. But I'm not overlooking him at all. I know that he's going to come to fight. It's a big opportunity on the main stage, so I got to be sharp.
For now, Rolly is focused on one thing: shutting Ryan Garcia down. All the Instagram followers, flashy outfits, and viral moments won't matter once the bell rings. Rolly is coming to fight, and he's convinced that when it's over, people will be talking about him, not Ryan Garcia. He isn't buying into the hype and sees right through it. The way Rolly talks about this fight, it's like he's already cracked the code. He doesn't care about the noise, the social media following, or the media frenzy around Garcia. To him, Ryan is just another fighter being handed opportunities he hasn't truly earned.
Rolly Romero, we might have got him all wrong as far as somebody that could sell a fight. That the first promotion with him and Tank, it might have been all Tank. Because ever since that fight, he's been absolutely trash.
Rolly finds Garcia's confidence laughable. He's heard Garcia say he wasn't even the first choice, that this fight wasn't what he really wanted, and that his focus is still on Devin Haney. But to Rolly, those are just excuses. In his mind, Garcia already has one foot out the door, and that's a mistake. "You can't be thinking about another fight when you got me in front of you. That's how you get hurt," Rolly said. He doesn't believe Garcia is fully locked in. He sees the distractions, the talk about the Esterin controversy and the social media antics, and to him, that's the difference between them. Rolly doesn't care about any of that. He's a fighter first, and he's coming to fight, period.
Ryan handles
cleans up Rolly?
I do.
Think he wants to fight? Yeah,
I think for both fighters obviously the common opponent right there. I think that both fighters, obviously Ryan just fought Tank. I think he'll be better since fighting Tank. Yeah. And then the same thing with Rolly. I think Rolly became better from fighting Tank. I think that they knew certain mistakes that they made. I think they believed in their game plan. Got us all to believe in their game plan. I think they came to this fight with the right adjustments, but took it too far, I guess, for the sake of words. But I think that they'll both be better.
Yeah.
In their fight against one another. I don't know how to.
They're both super raw.
Yeah.
I think Ryan got more talent.
Yeah.
Garcia says he's putting Rolly to sleep with a left hook, but Rolly just shrugs it off. He's seen that left hook before, knows what's coming, and knows how to avoid it. To him, Garcia is predictable. You move out of the way, he said, like it's the easiest thing in the world. But it's not just about avoiding shots. Rolly believes he's going to control this fight. He thinks Garcia has a weak foundation both mentally and physically. He's not just talking about the weight issues or missed punches, though he made sure to take a jab at that too. He's talking about Garcia's entire mindset. In Rolly's eyes, Garcia folds under pressure. He saw it happen against Gervonta Davis, and he fully expects it to happen again on May 2nd. Rolly hasn't forgotten the sparring sessions with Garcia from years ago. While Garcia might be confident now, Rolly remembers how things went down when they trained together. He didn't even have a game plan back then, yet in his mind, he still dominated. That's why he isn't worried about Garcia looking past him. He knows me too well, Rolly said, and the way he says it makes it clear he thinks Garcia remembers those rounds and deep down knows what's coming. While Garcia is talking about Haney, Rolly is fully focused on proving everyone wrong. He knows most people don't expect him to win, and the betting odds are in Garcia's favor, but that only fuels him more. Every time people count him out, he finds a way to turn the tables, and he believes this time will be no different. In Rolly's mind, Garcia's biggest weakness is his focus. Fighters who think about their next fight before even stepping in the ring usually don't last long. If Garcia really believes he can breeze through Rolly to set up another Haney rematch, Rolly plans to wake him up to reality the hard way. He's also heard Oscar De La Hoya's prediction about Garcia knocking him out and how this is just a warm-up fight before Haney. He's not buying any of it. To Rolly, it's just noise. He's not here to be anyone's stepping stone, and he's definitely not here to play the role of a tune-up opponent.
Okay. All right. You fought twice in 2024. You were pretty active. You had the loss to Isaac Cruz, but you came back against Manuel Jaimes. Ryan obviously only had one, and he's been out the ring since the whole suspension with the Haney situation. How do you feel about him having that time off and you still being somewhat more active than he was? Do you feel like that's an advantage?
I'm at this level, nobody's truly active like that. This level, if you fight twice a year, you're golden. It's been a year for him, but he had a busy last year before that, so
They keep talking like I'm just here to get Ryan ready for Haney, Rolly said, shaking his head. Man, they got it all wrong. I'm coming to take him out. Rolly has been overlooked before, and he's made a career out of proving people wrong. He sees Garcia's team already making excuses, talking about shaking off the rust and sharpening up before his next big fight. But what happens if Garcia doesn't make it past May 2nd? What if this so-called warm-up turns into a disaster? Rolly believes he knows the answer. Ryan ain't got no heart for this, he said. He's talking about Haney, talking about Austerine, talking about everything except the fight in front of him. That's why he's going to get clipped?
Putting Ryan on there is kind of smart. That's right there. But then it's a solid match. Listen, Rolly and Ryan's an interesting fight because Rolly's hit or miss, bro. Rolly sometimes looks like, where'd you find this guy off the corner? But sometimes he performs. There's a sparring session with Ryan and Rolly on YouTube where it looks like Rolly's doing pretty well in there. I'm curious about that fight. Rolly's back against the wall. He's got to perform. Everybody's curious about Ryan coming back. You got Devin Haney on the undercard against Ramirez. He's in court with Ryan. What happens if they cross paths at the weigh-in, even though they're not fighting each other? Solid call.
Rolly isn't the only one thinking this way. While De La Hoya is hyping up Garcia's return, many in the boxing world are questioning if Garcia is really ready for this moment. 13 months out of the ring, legal battles, social media distractions, and weight issues. To Rolly, all of that screams weakness. He knows what kind of fighter Garcia is and how to break him. They're acting like I'm just here to give him rounds, Rolly said with a smirk. Man, I don't give nobody rounds. I'll take them out. His confidence isn't just talk, it's based on experience. He remembers their sparring sessions from years ago, the mistakes Garcia made, the openings he left, and the control he had. That's why he isn't worried about Garcia's left hook.
What are you looking forward to the most? Well, I think the main event's the main event, right?
You got Ryan Garcia. He told me you're coming today. What do you tell Ryan?
Nah, Ryan's amazing. Ryan's a great guy. He's amazing. I like that he stands up for himself. He's not afraid to say what he thinks. And he's got a pretty fast left hook also. So I really want...
You're a fighter. If you could box anybody, who would it be?
I probably wouldn't box a fighter. I'd box someone I don't like. But, let me bust my cases, and I'll answer that question.
Rolly isn't fazed by Garcia's left hook talk. Man, I've been hearing that forever. All you gotta do is move out of the way, he said. But while he's confident in himself, he's unsure which version of Garcia will show up. The Ryan Garcia who fought Devin Haney was fast and explosive, a dangerous fighter. But the one who got stopped by Gervonta Davis with a body shot? Rolly doesn't think that guy stands a chance. I hope he brings that same energy he had with Haney, Rolly said, because if he brings that scared version of himself from the tank fight, it's going to be a short night.
Got it.
De La Hoya is all in on Garcia, calling him the lifeblood of boxing, predicting a knockout, and even taking shots at Haney, saying he's damaged goods after the Garcia fight and that Jose Ramirez will expose his glass jaw. But Rolly doesn't care about Haney or Ramirez. His only focus is shutting Garcia up. I don't care about no Haney fight, Rolly said. Ryan ain't making it past me, and if that happens, all the talk about Garcia being the face of boxing, his big comeback, and the grand plans for his future will all go out the window.
And obviously the boxing world, they just want the Haney rematch so it could be settled once and for all. What is your message? Obviously, you guys are going through the lawsuit right now, but if you and Devin can run it back again, under what terms would it be?
Run it back the same way, just a little higher weight class.
Rolly isn't just fighting to win. He's fighting to change the story. If he gets his way, the headlines won't be about Garcia's big comeback, but about how Rolly Romero ruined the whole show. What do you think? Share your thoughts below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.